This is Susan, and we're going to make a bookmark book today. What this is a book full of pages that each one can be a bookmark while you're reading your book, and then can be a record of the books that you've read, then becomes a record of the books that you've read. So we're going to start by making the bookmark, and to do that, we're going to make 4 out of 1 sheet of paper. So I've got my sheet of copy paper. It's got writing on one side. You know, I like to use recycled materials. I'm going to fold it in half so it's long and skinny like a hot dog, and the writing is going to be on the inside. So I'll make my fold here. Then I'm going to take it, I'm going to fold it in half the other way so it's like a hamburger. And then if I just cut off the folds, excuse me, if I just cut off the folds on the edge, I'm going to end up with 4 separate pieces of paper. So I'm going to trim the folds off here and here, and now I have my 4 separate pieces. Each one of these is going to become a bookmark. I'm going to take this, I'm going to fold it in half, writing on the inside again, so it's long and skinny like a hot dog and shaped like a bookmark. And next I'm going to put the hole in it, so this way I'll be ready when I'm finished reading. I can use it to string on my book. So I'm going to take the hole punch, I'm going to kind of center it from top to bottom. I'm going to push it in. Don't have to push it in as far as it goes, but you don't want to be too close to the edge because otherwise it's going to tear as it's in your book. So I'm going to punch a hole, and you'll notice here mine's a little bit, it's not quite perfectly even, but I'm not going to worry about it. And each one of the ones that you make are going to be a little bit different, but that's fine. So once I have my bookmark, the way I use it when I'm going to be reading a book, here is one that I have already made. This is a book called Sense and Sensibility, and I chose to show you this because it's written by my friend Nancy, who writes as Nancy Butler. It's a graphic adaptation of Jane Austen's Sense and Sensibility. So what I have done, and what I like to do, is I like to do some kind of a design on the front. I'm going to write the title of the book, the author. If there's an illustrator, I'll do that. And I like it to somehow echo the cover of the book. So I try to make the writing look like the title here. And these designs, which I didn't do such a great job of drawing, but are based on the little decorations here on the sides of the book. So I have that, and then while I'm reading my book, I've got a bookmark that I can use to mark my pages. And when I'm finished, what I do is I take it and then I write a little bit about the book on the back. Sometimes I will write a little bit about what led me to the book. It might be written by a friend. It might be somebody gave it to me, I heard about it, somebody told me about it. It might be sometimes I see just a beautiful book cover and I just want to read the book. So sometimes I'll write about that. I usually write a little bit maybe about a little bit of a summary, so I'll remember what the book was about if I go back to it. Things I liked about it, maybe some things I didn't like so much about it. Sometimes if there's a quote in there or something that I really like, I'll write that down. So, and sometimes I'll also write if I have an experience reading a book, like if I read a short book on a snowy afternoon and I just remember that whole memory, then I'll put that in there sometime. The one thing that I really haven't done that much of, which I would recommend, is to just make a little note of the date of when you read the book, because if you keep doing this and start to build up quite a collection of these little bookmarks, it'll be nice to go back and see when you did it. One other thing I will mention, sometimes if I have a book that I look at that I think that there's some passages that I want to remember, I might want to go back to, I'll open up my bookmark and in here I'll just make some notes of the page numbers. I didn't do that in this case, but sometimes that's something I like to do. Now, once you have your bookmarks done, one bookmark, you're ready to start, the easiest thing I think in using recycled materials is to put them on a twist tie. So I've taken 2 twist tie pieces here. I'm going to just twist them together so I make a longer piece. So I'll be ready for more books. Once I have this, I can just slip my bookmark page on it and then just twist it together, and then it will be easy to untwist when I want to read it again. You can also use ribbon or yarn. The thing about that, it's a little bit harder to tie and untie. And actually what I've moved on to, because my pile of bookmarks is starting to get pretty thick, is I have a ring that I found that I had, and I'm able to slip the books on and then click it. So that's a possibility too. So I wish you happy reading, happy bookmaking, and I'll see you.